How dare you?
How dare you, Joe Biden? How dare you? Yes, Greta Thunberg is back, and she's turning on Joe Biden. I've got the details. Before I go further, if you're new here, tap the red button down below to subscribe, and hit the notification bell when you do. And always remember, you can access Next News Network's ad-free, uncensored bonus content and exclusive interviews at nextnewsnetwork.com. Let's head on over to the Political Insider, where they report that while appearing on MSNBC's program this weekend, the teenage climate star, Greta Thunberg, appeared to turn on Joe Biden, saying that the science shows that his climate change actions are not nearly enough to actually combat global warming. That is, of course, if you believe it. Watch.
Well, you shouldn't take that from me. I'm just a teenager, so I don't have the mandate to sort of give grades like that. My opinions on this doesn't matter. You should rather look at the science and whether his policies are in line with the Paris Agreement and to stay below 1.5 or even 2 degrees Celsius. And then you can clearly see that, no, it's not nearly enough in line with the science. And that's not me saying, that's just black and white, looking at the facts.
Yeah. What would you like to see him do to fight climate change that he isn't doing, that he said he won't do? Because his administration is saying we've set up a climate office, we've set up a climate czar, we've re-signed Paris, we're conserving more land, we're undoing a lot of what Donald Trump did. What would you like to see him do that he's not doing?
I mean, I understand that it's difficult, and to be honest, I would not want to be in a politician's position right now. I can't imagine how hard it must be. But, I mean, I would just like him to basically just treat the climate crisis like a crisis. They have said themselves that this is an existential threat, and they better treat it accordingly, which they are not. I mean, they are just treating the climate crisis like as it was a political topic, among other topics, and treat it as a crisis. That's the number one step we need to do, and to spread awareness.
Treat it like a crisis. I mean, come on, Greta. Biden is not able to even say the word crisis. Look what's happening at the border. They're in denial there. Oh, how dare you. When asked if Biden called you and said that he could wave a presidential magic wand, what would you tell him to do? She said, I would tell him nothing. Okay. She's just a teenager, right? So she'd tell him nothing. Watch.
Is there a specific policy goal? If he rang you up and said, Greta, what should I do? What I can wave a presidential magic wand, executive order. What should I do that I'm not? What would you say to him?
Well, nothing, because that's not democratic. I mean, an elected leader cannot do anything without support from voters, and I would not want anyone to do anything that would not have the support, because that would be undemocratic, and democracy is the most precious thing that we have, and we must not risk that. So what we need now is to raise awareness and to create public opinion to treat the crisis like a crisis, because if people are not aware of the crisis that we face, of course they won't put pressure on the elected leaders. So I would just tell him to
we're all gonna die!
Tell the situation as it is. Because, I mean, yes,
we got 12 years left to go. Or was it 9 years? John Kerry said we got 9 years. We're all gonna die.
Could say, I meet with a lot of world leaders, and they say, I can't do anything because I don't have the support from voters. Well, how can you expect support and pressure from voters if you are not treating the crisis like a crisis? Since the climate crisis doesn't exist, how can we expect people to want climate action?
Because it doesn't exist. It's a hoax. It's a fraud. And anyone who's running around screaming that it's real need to have their head examined. Okay? Bottom line. Because in 9 years, 12 years, guess what? We're all going to be here. The sea level ain't going to change. Here's a challenge for you. If you're one of those climate hoaxer believers, why don't you go build an ark? Put a boat in your front yard if you think we're all going to be underwater. All right? I'll wait. Anyway, they write here that Thunberg famously went went at it publicly with Donald Trump on climate multiple times during his presidency. And judging from her latest comments, it seems that Thunberg is not afraid of criticizing Democrat leaders as well. Okay, great. Comment below. We'll see you at the next report for the Next News Network. I'm Gary Franchi. Thank you for watching that report. Let's talk more about that data breach. Yes, 2.3 million users' data leaked after a hacker found a backdoor into the popular dating site Meet Mindful. The personal data included names, Facebook IDs, emails, birth dates, and even location data. It was then uploaded to a public hacking forum for anybody to download. So I want you to protect yourself from attacks like these using Virtual Shield. It is the only VPN I will ever use because they have a strict no-log policy, and they built their software from the ground up strictly for privacy protection. And they ensure all your private information always stays safe. So I want you to hit the link in the description at hidewithgary.com and get 50% off today. Okay, 50% off Virtual Shield. The link is in the description below. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.
You possess the power to impact the global narrative. Please share this report, and to get more videos like this, become a Next News subscriber by clicking the link below. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.